You think I'd remember that this always takes an extra 15 minutes to get into place, but for the life of me, I swear. There we go. Yay! Don't worry, I'm doing okay. I'm getting caffeinated. I haven't hit another slump. I just didn't sleep quite as well as I should have. Oh my goodness gracious. Woo! I swear, I did everything right yesterday as far as, getting, doing, moving, getting things accomplished. And I was actually very tired around 11 o'clock. And then what happened? I literally came face to face with one of the largest cockroaches I have ever had the misfortune of meeting. And yeah, there was a lot of screaming. There was so much cursing. And I was very, very awake after that. I don't like cockroaches. So yeah, it was a whole thing. Anyways, let's see. Oh, goodness, pardon. There we go. Okay, good. Good. That is working. I swear I'm waking up. I'm just a bit of a hedgehog. Uh, mm. Okay, so my brain went blank. Oh, probably a good idea for me to make some sort of a list today. I never seem to have paper at the ready when I want to actually make a list. That, I'm still debating. I'm thinking of destroying a sketch that I put a lot of hours into, but literally every time I look at it, I feel absolutely nothing. It doesn't feel like any part of my heart or soul is in the in the painting. I'm just like, I'm over it. I'm over it. Just so like, do I destroy it, or do I keep it and then hope that I develop feelings about it later? I'm just like, Where did I put my, I am honestly having a morning. Not a bad morning, just, it's a morning, and my brain does not want to get the hamster back on the wheel. Okay. Let's see, where did I put my little stand? I like to hide things from myself. It should be right in front of me. But it's not. This is what happens when I organize. Oh, there it is. This is what happens when I organize my room. Only because I'm used to my level of chaos being at a particular setting. And now I am trying to be less chaotic. Which is, a good thing on some level, but still takes some adjusting, still takes some getting used to. Oh. So, what is the exciting news? Well, or at least the interesting news is that I may be moving soon to a whole other town. Oh, my goodness. Brain is fighting me for words today, apparently. Yeah, I might be moving to another town, which fills me with a lot of trepidation. It's the only word I can think of. I need to make the move. The move is a good thing. I'm not mad about moving at all. But it is just a lot for me to handle. I am not so much a creature of habit, but, a person who has a lot of anxiety and who's dealt with a lot of trauma, quite often you get used to a routine, and you set up that routine so you have some predictability. And predictability is good, but it's also, devil in the details kind of thing. Sorry, those bristles absolutely refuse to fall in line. So I am here to chat about anything you would like to. but I'm also going to stop waiting for the perfect moment to do this painting. So I'm going to work on it just a bit. There's a reason I'm using a smaller round. The reason I'm using a smaller round brush is because I used a calligraphy ink brush to do some of the heavier lining, not realizing that the calligraphy ink is still kind of water soluble. Still kind of water soluble after it's been laid down. So if I hit it with a lot of water, it's going to smear and move and create a lot of gray. So I'm going in with a much smaller brush that has finer control. So I can paint and lay in color without getting that like totally train wrecking. A lot of the hard work that I do. And I am using I'm using walnut ink for her skin tone. So at first I was like, I kind of want a skin tone close to mine. But I technically passed the paper bag test, and I kind of went a little bit darker. I was like, you know what? Let's go big. Better to go big and then go, okay, maybe next time around I'll do something lighter than to like go light and then try and blend in the consistency, making it slowly darker, because then you just sit there and you start to overanalyze stuff. And that could end up being just as detrimental. Hello, how you doing, dear? ¿Cómo estás? What's going on? Aren't you like a size small? Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, I hear you. Sometimes like size consistency is such bullshit. Which is the reason I have so much trouble when it comes to shopping because um, I know that I am a big person, so yeah, making sure something fits is actually very important and exceedingly tiresome. But I hear ya. And yeah, if one fit, kind of snug but decent, but the next one was like really super tight, yeah, that's like a consistency issue. Mm. Oh, no, that's actually usual. That's normal. Okay, so when they do the stitching on a garment, they don't like stretch it over something to help, you know, size it out or anything. They just stitch it and throw it in the pile. So nothing has been like snugged into place. So when you put on a new piece of clothing, what you're hearing is a lot of the you're hearing a lot of the stitch work snugging itself into place. And even if one pops, it's fine because you've got like literally 100 other stitches around it. So unless you see like a thread coming off, which never pull a thread, always clip them. I've learned this the hard way a few times. Um, then like yeah, like I totally get it. Totally get it. But yeah, it's nerve wracking when you hear that pop because you're like, oh, is this the day? Is this the day? Really, really, Miss Mary? So yeah, no, I hear you. Ooh, girl, yeah, yeah. Those armholes are the challenge du jour because like all of your so much of your mobility and ability to operate is actually hinged right around the shoulders and arms and being able to do all that. So to not have that, yeah, no, I can, yeah, I hear you, I hear ya. Oh, no. It's a hoodie. It's a fucking hoodie. Hoodies are supposed to have a bit of, give to them. I swear they're days. I'm not saying that only my sense of fashion is correct, but, like, it's a hoodie. It's supposed to have a little give, little take. It's supposed to have some bagginess, and like, especially around the arm. There doesn't necessarily need to have to be like a super amount of bagginess around the body, but around the arm, yeah, it's a fucking hoodie. It's meant to go over like several layers of, or at least one layer of other clothing. So you're gonna need a little extra at the arms. Okay, I have to take a quick bio break. And I will be right back. You can always, you can always ask them if they're going to restock the mediums. I'll be right back. Sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Oh, well, I mean, that is one reason. What else? Returns are, yes, one reason that they might have restocked them. Hopefully they'll send back a medium. See if I can get into all these tiny little spaces. So, what shall we talk about today? State of the world and whatnot as it is. So was your day productive yesterday? That was loud. Sorry, my phone has decided to go absolutely crazy. I would totally email them. I would absolutely email them. Because what source they can say, oh, we don't know when we'll get restocked? Oh, there you go. You have an answer. Or if they go, hey, we've got a stock coming in 2 weeks, you're like, okay, cool. Now you know. Now you can, set a calendar date to like check up. So yeah, don't worry about emailing them because that's kind of their job, their business. Don't take the chance. Especially if this is like a hoodie that you really, really like. sometimes asking that question, hey, when are you guys going to be restocked? Are you going to be restocked? It's like the perfect thing, because also when you express interest in a product, it lets them know that the product is popular, and if enough people express interest in a product that is not, currently up for sale. I'm so sorry, I do have to take. Hello? Okay, never mind, robocaller. Sorry about that. The number looked familiar, which I really hate when they do that shit. Number looked familiar, but it was not. Yeah, I told some of my friends. I told some of my friends, yeah, I think I'm gonna destroy this sketch, this piece of artwork that I've put a lot of time and effort into. I just literally, like, I look at it and I feel nothing. And they're like, well, you can learn from the mistakes. And it's not really that it has a lot of mistakes or anything in it. I just don't feel anything for it. And usually with every piece that I do, I feel something. It's like, oh, okay, this is a funny, haha. Or, oh, okay, this piece really speaks to me on a different level, and it really, I can feel the meaning that I had in my head really got transferred to the paper, so yay. This one, I know what direction I wanted it to go, but I ended up kind of switching the direction, I guess, midstream on some level, and it never got to where I wanted it to be. And so it's like, it's technically finished. I could ink it, and I could watercolor it, and yay, but it doesn't speak to what I originally had in my mind. And I'm just like, nah. So I don't know if that makes like sense to anybody else, but it's not like it feels like it's a commissioned piece. It feels like I changed something fundamental about it, trying to fit a vision that was wholly not my own, when this piece is supposed to be strictly my own. And the end result is I don't feel a connection to the art, to the painting. So I hope that, like, does that make sense? And like, the change was nobody else's fault. The change was my own thing. And I changed it because I thought, okay, yeah, no, this will fit the vision that has been described to me better, as it pertains to my character. I can make this adjustment. It'll be nothing huge. And just like, what I had in my brain was like, it didn't match. It just didn't match. So I'm looking at it going, eh. And I honestly feel like my art skills have come a ways since I started that painting, or started that sketch. And so I'm just like, I've changed a bit, and like, I don't know quite how to describe it. Yeah, no, just I might show you guys the sketch that I'm talking about in a little bit. But yeah, just I don't know. My brain is caught in this loop. Like, do I? Do I? Am I being too harsh? Am I being unrealistic in some way? And honestly, I don't feel like I am being unrealistic. I don't feel like I'm being mean or expecting too much of myself. I just honestly don't feel a connection to the art the way I usually like to feel a connection to the art. Oh, honey, don't worry about being a nuisance. This is a company, yes? Their job is to, keep things in stock. Speak with confidence. It helps to eliminate a lot of possible misunderstandings, especially when it comes to a company. And honestly, the only way you could be a nuisance to a company is if you're like going full Karen. Going full Karen, yeah, you might be a nuisance. But then again, people who go full Karen don't think about not being a nuisance in the first place. So, it's all good. It's all good. And you going, hey, by the way, are you going to maybe have mediums back in stock? I'm trying to plan my finances and I would really like to get one. That's not a nuisance. That's letting them know what product they should get back in stock and what product you would like to buy. So, trust me, you're not being a nuisance. Tie-dye is always in style. Trust me. Just, it's one of those things that never leaves. Yeah. So yeah, don't worry about, oh, I might be. No. It's their job to provide clothing. You're letting them know what you would like to see in stock and what you would spend your money on. So yeah, no, you're fine. Don't worry, confidence tends to get a little bit easier as you get older. Confidence is not something that everybody is just, ooh, I'm born with it, or, It gets easier with age, a lot of times because you give less of a shit. Which is a good thing. It is a good thing to give slightly less of a shit now and again. As long as you're like, I don't give a shit. You should have it in stock all the time. Yeah, that's like, okay, Karen, whatever. You don't have it in stock because so many people bought it. Maybe you should have bought it sooner. But, if you go, hey, guys, I just want to know when you're going to have it back in stock because I really, really liked it. And I was, hoping to buy one. Well, then the only thing they could say is, well, oh, okay, duly noted. Let's see if we can get back in stock for you. Yeah, trust me, you're not. You are not inconveniencing them in any way. You're not being unreasonable in asking if they are going to have a particular thing back in stock. it becomes, well, somewhere between 25 and 27 is when, like, the majority of your brain is set up and you've got a more solid sense of self. But it's not like, oh my god, I hit 25 and, oh, I can't learn anymore and this is going to be nothing but struggle. No, no. Trust me, no. You have a better sense of self. You have your emotional makeup is a little bit more set up, but it can be altered. Trust me. Trust me. When I was 23, I was an absolute frickin' mess. And then I started dating one of my best friends. And he was an amazing man. I can't handle that right now. He was an amazing man. And I love him to bits and pieces. He's my best friend still. But yeah, we dated for 5 or 6 years, I want to say. And again, I was a freaking mess. But he knew that, going in. And I literally tried to break up with him once a month for like the first 6 months because he was too good for me. My own words. And he's like, yeah, no, we're not breaking up. We're not breaking up. I am not too good for you. I'm simply a human being, and so are you. And you need to recognize that you are worth somebody, being there. And it took years, but he deprogrammed a lot of the negative emotional issues that I had that were given to me. And that means from 23 to about 28, 29, I was relearning my self-worth. If at 25, my neurons had become solidified and, oh, you can hardly learn, it becomes so difficult, well, then I honestly would not have learned much for much of that relationship. But such was not the case. In fact, it became easier to learn my self-worth as I got older because, well, damn it, I deserved self-worth and I deserved to be treated like a human frickin' being. So, just because you turn 25 doesn't mean, oh, it's all solid, it's in stone now. Nope, can't do anything else about it. Can do plenty about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and honestly, the work that I did on myself between ages 23 and 29 to gain a lot of self-worth was very helpful. And then at about age 33, yeah, oh god, age 32, 33, I met somebody. And they were a complete shitheel. They were a horrible person. They were abusive, and they did it in, like, these little microdoses throughout the day. So it was really hard for me to go, this is the thing. This thing, like, if they had hit me, I would have thrown them off a balcony. I would have put them through a wall. I would not have stood for that. They would have been kicked out immediately, and that would have been the end of that. But no, it was just all these little, small microdoses of things that they did. And it chipped away at my self-worth. And really did a lot of damage. Like, so much damage. That I lost a lot of my sense of self and lost a lot of that confidence and self-worth that I had built up. Which is exactly what they wanted. They wanted me very much dependent on them. But, I didn't realize how much damage they had done until after they were gone, and 2 years down the line, I was still unpacking a lot of that abusive, negative, harmful thought about self-worth that they had put in my brain. And so again, if my neurons had solidified, then it would have been really hard for them to either get into my head, or really hard for them to change who I was. And no, in 8 months they did a lot of damage. And for 4 of those months, we weren't really even together. We weren't really even interactive. Like, for 4 months, I was just trying to figure out, like, how to get rid of them. But I was a little bit soft-hearted, so I didn't, like, just immediately kick their dumb ass out. Yeah, I put up way too much shit for way too long. Because I was a very kind person. And they knew that, and I think that's part of what they were preying on. But yeah, learning new things can be a little bit more difficult, only because you already have so much knowledge, and you've set up so much of a sense of self that changing that sense of self when you already have a pretty clear directive of, hey, this is how the world works, this is how this goes, this is what's going on, that, yeah, it can be a little bit more difficult to change, but not that difficult. And you're still very, very young, so you still have some time where you can set up what you think about yourself and how you think about yourself. You are not lost, my dear. You still have time. Okay, this is where I have to be super careful. I don't want to flood. I'm going to flood this area. So because I'm trying to get an even and consistent skin tone, and actually show some highlight, and moving a little bit more carefully, a little bit more slowly, and wetting. Wetting the areas to be worked on first, so that I can control, or at least have a little bit more control over how that comes out. Okay, so hopefully you can see this area that I have done. But yeah, no, shit people could be, shit people suck. I mean, that's kind of, what do you call it? It's kind of the given is that shit people suck. But yeah, I'm, like, it's difficult, it's not impossible. Take this time, develop your worth, your confidence, your sense of self, and just keep reminding yourself to being open to improving who you are, not necessarily changing who you are. Because to change who you are might include changing who you fundamentally are, and that doesn't necessarily need to happen. But improving who you are, and yes, that tiny bit of language makes the world of difference. Improving who you are is much easier to sell to yourself because it is seen as a positive, and it is a positive because you still have your self-worth, you have your sense of self. You're just changing something so that you are either more adaptable or so that you survive better. So yeah, little bits of language, little things of how you phrase it to yourself can actually make a huge amount of difference. So yeah, that's my gift to you, is don't think of something as, oh my goodness, I have to change myself. Well, no. You want to improve yourself, you don't necessarily have to change yourself. Just like I don't necessarily change my painting technique, I improve my painting techniques. Because I still keep a lot of my base skill, and I still keep a lot of who I am. I am just simply learning a little bit more and changing what I do slightly so that I get better and better results that are building on top of the style I already have. Don't worry, you can absolutely talk at me. We'll look up eventually. Trying to just blend the nose softly. Wow, I really like the skin tone on the face. Okay, I'm happy. I did good. I think the wet on wet really did help to soften that up a bit. Oh, what? Oh my goodness, I have great memory of my pets actually. I had a golden shepherd and an Irish setter spaniel mix growing up, and they were great dogs. The setter was a little bit on the side of derp, but overall they were really great dogs. And then we had a Chow Chow lab mix who was also just a wonderful dog. You know, sweet dog. Had a little bit of a high strung tendency when it came to certain people. But you know, shit happens. Um, oh man, I still remember the summer that I worked so hard to get together about $250 so I could buy myself a ball python because I really wanted a snake. And I bought it, and it lasted about 6 months because my parents hate snakes. And my mother really did not like snakes. Like, my father was pretty much terrified of them. And I didn't get it because, I wanted to be contrarian and scare them or anything like that. I just really liked reptiles. And so, I got the cage, I got the warmer, I got the bowl. I paid for all the feeding, everything. And, in the dead of winter, because I saved all summer and even into the fall. But, yeah, in the dead of winter, my mother had the AC cranked on high. And so I could not keep the cage warm enough. And the ball python is a very tropical snake, and it did not do well. But yeah. I think honestly the best pet I ever had was this beautiful pit bull brindle that my brother got as as a rescue. Um, just this little pup who just needed a home. And we already had a pit bull at that point. One thing had snuck into the house and kept secret from my father for 2 weeks. I mean, oh god, let's see. The one that he snuck in, oh my goodness, she was such a skinny little thing when he first got her as a puppy. Because they had the people he got them from just they weren't feeding her enough and they weren't really taking care of her. So my brother is a big old softy, and you know we fed her, we got her into shape. It was all good. And then he rescued another one, and she grew into a 65-pound brindle. So absolutely beautiful, like black and gold coloring. And she was an absolute sweetheart. Like the nicest love muffin with a big ass gremlin smile you could like, ever want. Just, oh, she was a sweet, sweet, sweet dog. And, the dog he snuck in was definitely his dog. But she gravitated more to me. And so I was like, nah, I'm at college, I'm doing all these things. I don't know if I can have a dog attached to me, because I have to be independent, da 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 da. And just, she would come into my bed and just curl up with me, and then in the middle of the night, I'd realize that I'm about to roll off of the bed. And it's because she would get in behind my legs and then just slowly stretch out and slowly almost push me off the bed. So she was such a dork about that. Yeah, like, rescue animals often know that they've been rescued, and they show a lot of gratitude because I think they understand that you picked them, and that means a lot to them. But yeah, I loved that dog so friggin' much. And like she would bark on occasion, but it was usually just to let you know, hey, somebody's at the door, or hey, something's going on, and if you could come take a look at it for me, that'd be awesome. But yeah, she wasn't like a barker. She wasn't like, oh my god, I have to bark at everything. No, it was just like one or two barks just to let you know somebody's at the front door. You might want to go check that. She was like the perfect alarm system in that way. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I absolutely say if you're gonna get a dog, go to a shelter. You get a dog who's not a puppy. They're usually trained already, at least somewhat. Um, and honestly, it's easier to train a dog that's a little bit grown versus a puppy, because puppy is like training a toddler or an infant. It's actually kind of difficult. Slightly older dog can pick up on tricks actually pretty darn quickly. So, yes, please. Yeah, I loved that dog so freaking much. And she was such a good dog. And I had to house sit for like a month. And luckily my brother was at home to take care of the dogs. But about 2 weeks in, I really just missed her too much. So I went to visit, and she didn't look like my dog anymore. She was so skinny, and you could see like the bones in her paws. And I knew she had lost probably 15 pounds, maybe more. And so I took her into the vet, and I was pissed that they didn't tell me the dog had taken this sudden turn. And they're like, oh no, she may have just caught a cold or something, blah, blah, blah. It's fine, it's fine. I'm like, no. No. A pit bull who loses 15 pounds in 2 weeks? No, that is not okay. That is not okay at all. You should have notified me. And so I took her into the vet, and the vet ran a bunch of tests and called back and said that she had a very aggressive form of blood cancer. I can't quite remember what type of histo, but I think it was histoplasmotoxemia, but it had a really long name. But so I said, you know what, we need to put her down because it's aggressive. If it train wrecked her system this fast in 2 weeks, the kind thing is to put her down so that she does not suffer. Because to me, it is about quality of life, and she was not going to have quality at all. And they're like, no, it's fine. We'll just put her on some medication. She'll be comfortable. It'll be fine. Blah blah. I'm like, no. I'm looking at the reality of the thing. We need to put her down now so she does not suffer. Nope. They just put her on some pain meds and hoped for the best. And she just kept losing weight. She couldn't keep anything down, and she got worse rapidly, even with the pain meds. And I'm like, look, the only humane thing to do is to put her down. This is my dog, damn it. And, yes, I know she's still very young, but this is not the kind of illness that you can bounce back from without, like serious chemo and a whole lot of drugs, and even that's not a guarantee that she'll get better. The only humane thing to do is to do that. And I'm like, eh. And they finally admitted it, like almost a month later, that they were going to have to do this. And so they went. We had her put her down, and to this day, she's still like my favorite pet, my absolute love muffin of a dog. But to me, the reality of life is that, yeah, there's going to be death at some point, and to try and negate that by going, oh, no, it'll be fine, we'll just give her some meds and, we can wait it out. I'm like, it's cancer. No. No, you dingus. It's not the kind of thing that you can just wait it out. That's not how that works. But yeah, I am a strong proponent of doing what is right when it comes to quality of life. If there's not going to be quality of life, then don't extend, a pet's suffering for your own selfishness. Because that means you're allowing a pet to suffer. And to allow suffering is, to me, just cruelty. Sorry, I didn't mean to go dark, but it is. So, don't be cruel. Do what is right and best for the pet so that they have the best quality of life possible. But she was, I think, like the pet that I loved the most was my pit bull brindle, and I would love at some point to get another pit bull. I just don't have the luxury at the moment to have a pit bull. But yeah, I'm trying to remember some of the other pets I've had. I had, of course, goldfish. I had I had parakeets when I was young. I didn't understand how something so tiny could be so fragile. I'm so sorry. We had mice and rats. Garter snake. Which I think the garter snake was Garter Snake was payback. Because it ended up, that thing was an escape artist. I honestly should have named it Houdini, with how often that thing learned how to escape even a locked cage. I was like, how in the hell did the snake get out again? Oh yeah, escaped, and apparently was living high on the hog under our house for quite some time. Because we'd find, sheddings now and again. And, it grew. It grew pretty darn big. But yeah, it's been a while since I've had, like, a pet. I had a betta fish for a while. But I didn't really develop feelings for it. But it was a cool little betta fish. But honestly, if I get another pet, I really would like to have the opportunity to get a rescue pit bull. And I know that I will develop feelings because I love pit bulls. Love, 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 love. They are wonderful. Big smiley fudge muffins. Yeah, I get stupid happy around pit bulls and bully breeds because they are honestly some of the sweetest dogs that have like the worst rep, and it's because of shit human beings. Like, these dogs are people pleasers. They will do anything to please their masters, even if the master is treating them terribly. And so you can take an otherwise very gentle, sweet, loving dog and kind of train them or trick them into being aggressive on command and doing terrible things on command. And of course they do it because they love you, because you're their person, because, to them it's you're training them to work, and sometimes that work is ugly. And of course, dog doesn't have a sense of morality like people do, so it doesn't think anything of it. So yeah, shit human beings have given these beautiful, wonderful, loving dogs a horrible rep. And when you get a rescue, especially a rescue that clicks with you, it's not just, you don't just go in and grab any old rescue. You have to find a dog that clicks with your personality. Because some dogs are like, super hyper, let's work all the time, yeah, play now. It's like, okay, dog, you need to chill. You need to chill, because too much. And the other dogs, like, they're super chill, super relaxed. They think that they are a lap dog, even if they're like 60 plus pounds, and you're like, okay, we gotta have a discussion here. You're not a lap dog. Like, sit beside, that's totally fine, but please don't sit on me, because I don't feel like being burped in my sleep by a giant happy love muffin. Just, I want to keep loving you. I can't do that if I can't breathe. But yeah, like, I'd love to find a rescue kitty that I could have as my very own. Unfortunately, we also have to fight a lot of dumbass breed laws. If you know anything about breed laws, they often target dogs that are of a particular set of breeds, the bully breeds, the pit bull kinds, and not so much make it illegal to have them, but make it really difficult to have them, and let people discriminate against housing because of them. So yeah. Okay, so the hair's coming on nicely. So I like this. This is that was not what I wanted that to be. But yes, I love the pit bulls. Like, to a stupid amount, I know, but I love pit bulls. They are very good, very hardworking dogs. And honestly, they make some of the best support animals. Not just for, like, hey, we're going to do some ranch work and, bring it along. No, they're, like, really good. They're really good animals to, like, just have and play and emotional support. And yes I did. Yes I did. We just watched season finale on Sunday. I am fucking pissed. I am so fucking pissed. Because A, there was no miscongeniality. Really? Really? And B, the person who won, that was some bullshit. That was some bullshit. Her looks were not on the same level as the other contestants, especially for the finale. And, like, her performance was not as good, honestly, in my opinion, as the other performers. Her showings in the last couple of weeks were not on par with the other people. Right? Oh my god, yeah. I almost died laughing, because that bitch deserved that. I'm just like, yep. That was coming. Although I had to laugh when Derek was like, oh my god, there's drama, and it's not about me. I'm just gonna sit and watch. I'm like, fair enough. Fair fucking enough. But, oh my god. Yeah, the drama. The drama of it all. I was like, okay. And, like, India Farah being exposed for being a lying bitch. Liar. Mayhem Miller. Oh, honey. Like, yeah, it was super interesting. Oh my god. Jujubee turned it out. Like, I was like, I think Cracker should have won overall, because I honestly think she came the furthest. But I honestly, when Jujubee turned all of her sets out, I'm like, oh shit, she could get the crown, because her outfits were spectacular. And her quips were so quick and wonderful and so deep and heartfelt. Like, I was all about her story. Like, I was in it. I'm like, oh, yes. Oh, so moving. So freaking moving. Same thing with Cracker. So beautiful, so moving. And the outfits were spectacular. And the performances were amazing. Like, oh my goodness gracious. I was just, I was gasping. I was like gasping out loud at how good they were putting out stuff. Like, I was just, oh my gosh. Oh, oh, oh. Mm-hmm. Right? Yes, and that was the whole thing. Is usually you see Juju, and it's either kind of a little bit quirky, or it's very very classy, and like almost pageant kind of stuff. And she straight up went Lee Bowery, old school club kid, and she turned it out. It looked so good, so good, and it was so outside the realm of what we think of as Jujubee's style or Jujubee's look. It was freaking phenomenal. It was amazing. And the Buddha inspired outfit that she came out in. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. It was so, like, literally me and my friend just, you were going, okay, it should be like, we were, oh my goodness, we locked in on it the moment she stepped out from behind the curtain. It was so amazing and had so much detail and stoning and work on it, and she wore it perfectly. She embodied it perfectly. And then Cracker's look with the Jewish Russian heritage, to have such beautifully stoneworked or pearl worked of an outfit that was that harkened back to his Russian and Jewish heritage, and it still be so very much on brand and on point for Cracker. It was amazing. It was gorgeous. So for Shea Coulee to come out in a very plain, puffy dress that had a mediocre story behind it, and oh my god, don't feel bad for that. Yeah, so yeah, I have a lot of thoughts and blah, blah, blah. I'm trying not to be rude, but I think there was a serious miscarriage of 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 what would damn. And Rue's look was hideous. Like, there are certain odd color combinations that really work, but the look that Rue picked, and especially the colors that Rue picked, did not do that outfit any favors, to say the least. Did not do the outfit any favors. And yeah, it was definitely one of my least favorite looks. Like, even if it had been red and purple, that would have commingled better. Like, it would have been more visually appealing. But that particular purple and that particular orange were so discordant that it was honestly very distracting from the silhouette and from the lines, the style lines of that dress. It was not a good look. It really wasn't. Really, 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 really wasn't. And like, it's like I wanted it to fit. I wanted to like it, but I just couldn't because it was so discordant. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, other than it just didn't. It didn't. It just didn't. It just didn't. That's all I can say. It just no. It just didn't. I don't know how to better describe or put it. It just nope. But yeah. I think there was a serious miscarriage or misfire, whatever you want to call it, when it came to who won. And for the very fact that there was no miscongeniality, which I could have sworn All Stars had miscongenialities. And honestly, we deserved a miscongeniality. But, yeah, we did not get one, and we did not... I don't think we got the correct winner either. Just straight up. And just well, I got so close, I just really wanted to win, is not a good enough reason to win. Oh, I just wanted it really bad. I just need it really bad. And? I'm sorry, and? Like, I would not have accepted that answer from the other two contestants. Why does she think she's so fucking special? Like, you know, like, the other contestants really gave pieces of themselves. And I didn't get that same feeling from Shay. And it felt like her reasoning for wanting to win just came down to, well, because I really want it. I really want $1 million. That doesn't mean somebody's just going to hand it to me. I really want, 1 million followers on Twitch and on my other social media. But I have to put in the work. I have to make the effort. If I don't put in the work and I don't put in the effort, then it's not, the app's fault. It's my fault. And I am the one who needs to work on, doing better. So, yeah, no, I have a lot of strong thoughts. And I'm trying to put them constructively, because I don't want it to sound like she was, oh my god, she was completely unworthy to be there. No, she worked really hard. She deserved to be in the top 3. I don't think she deserved to be the winner. There is a difference. So, yeah. But yes. Honestly, if they had said Juju or if they had said Cracker, I would have been like, yeah, abso-friggin-lutely. Yeah, you worked and you got it and you did. Because you put in the hard work, you got the outfits, you put everything forward, and they were really vulnerable. They were really vulnerable with themselves. I didn't feel Shay was vulnerable with herself, or really at all. So, yeah.
But again, hey, that's my opinion, and my opinion doesn't
Doesn't mean anything because it's not my show.
but yeah, yeah, yeah. Honestly, I I put less stock in who the fans are picking because certain people could be super popular but still really shit. And I think a professional's opinion matters a bit more, especially in a competition like this. And if the professionals think somebody did really well, I will trust them on that. And if the professionals think that a person should win, I will more or less default to that. But to go, oh well, the fans really wanted it. Having a lot of fans who are very vocal does not make somebody right and does not make somebody the best. Ugh. Yeah, and Valentina was such shit. She was terrible. Like, not so much in her drag, but her performances were not on par. And her attitude overall was shit. And she didn't even prep for her lip sync when she was in the bottom two. Like, so much so that she didn't want to take off her mask, thinking she could just dance her way through it. Like, bitch. Bitch. Yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah, no, she had every right to get red for Phil. Like, oh, you're the fan favorite? Who the fuck cares? You did not put on a good performance. You did not plan or practice for your lip sync. You didn't do makeup past your nose. And you didn't want to take off your mask? You almost refused to take off your mask? Bitch, you're on a competition. And this is a judge judging you on lip sync. You've got a panel of professionals, including the person who made it possible for you to be there, telling you to take off. Girl. No, she wasn't. She was a backstabbing, backbiting, shit talking, subpar as far as the rest of them went, subpar performer. She wasn't congenial. You know, anytime she talked to them, she talked down to them. She was, just, She makes me angry. She makes me angry. But no, she absolutely did not deserve the accolades of the fans. And the fans should not have had that much sway on anything. The fans can have opinions. The fans can, put forth their opinions. Their fans can like who they like. Well, when it comes down to it, the performance needs to be on point. And if the performance is not on point, well, so sad, but no. But no. Mm. Well, the very fact that you let the fans vote for who Miss Congeniality should be, like, no. No, no. No. Because the fans are going to vote for who their favorite is, and quite often that's the person who represents their community. And when you let that happen, you get some really stupid choices that aren't looking at like the actual quality of work or performance that's being put forward. And if you're not rewarding talent, if you're just rewarding popularity, that's how you get subpar performances. Because hey, there are certain people who are just, they just are popular. Because it's like, oh my god, first time we've been represented, jump on that bandwagon. I'm like, I like to see representation, but you also have to look at ability. You have to look at performance. Like, oh, Chi-Chi Devane. Chi-Chi Devane, I mean, oh, she was so sweet. She was so, 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 so sweet. And, like, she was trying her hardest. She bless her heart. She was, and I don't mean that in the southern way. I mean that, like, bless her heart. She was absolutely trying her damn hardest. And just, she didn't always do the best. She just didn't. But she tried super hard. Same thing with Heidi. Like, I loved Heidi. Holy cow. Like, she was just so quick and snappy. And, sometimes her looks landed. Sometimes her performance landed. Sometimes it didn't. But every single time, she took the notes that they gave her and tended to apply them to the next time. So, yes, I would have loved her to go even farther, but she did really poorly on the performance that she went out on. And no amount of fans liking her should have saved her, because it was really bad. Super bad. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I loved Nina. I wasn't sure I was going to like her at first. Honest, I am dead honest. I wasn't sure I was going to like her at first because so much of what she did was campy queen. And oh, trust me, I love good camp. Oh, I love good camp. But I was like, I don't know if she can elevate beyond the camp, because you can have comedy and have beautifully refined looks. And she leaned heavily to camp, like straight up camp, 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 camp. But she put in a lot of effort, and she was always changing. And honestly, on the fashion challenge that she went out on, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Because there was somebody else there that sure as hell should have gone. And I cannot stand nor abide by a lazy queen. And there was a very lazy queen there who I think got so much further along than she should have. And I don't know if it was because they were afraid of eliminating a big girl, or if it was because they were afraid of eliminating a person of color. But, ugh. Yeah, like Nina does seem like so sweet and just so much fun. I loved the purple and kind of goldy tan bodysuit that she made from, what was it, like corn husks. I thought it looked spectacular, and it was definitely a step outside of Nina's normal set of looks. So yeah, like I saw that and I was like, get it, girl. Absolutely get it. Because she wasn't afraid to go out. Well, she was afraid, but she still faced it and went outside her norm. And I can respect that. Because it's hard going outside what you normally do and what your shtick is. And she still super made the effort to get outside of that. And I can respect that. I can absolutely respect the shit out of that. Whereas I'm just gonna straight up say I don't like silky nutmeg, hot glue. Don't try too hard, but give everybody attitude if they call you out on your lazy shit. Minaj or nutmeg or what the fuck ever. Like, her fly look was terrible. And she didn't even paint her face, she just put on some lipstick. I'm like, that is lazy as fuck. It overall just felt lazy as fuck. And I went to the DragCon that she was at after her season, and her booth felt lazy. It was all just printed, like super, like I could have done the artwork for this in digital, and I suck at digital. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, like, it was just no. It was just no. that's all I gotta say to it. Oh my goodness. Well, hopefully when the insanity clears up some, we will be able to get back to doing conventions, because honestly, I miss them. I miss conventions so much. And I don't go as a damn, I wanted to say a layperson. I don't go as a as an attendee. I go as a vendor. I prefer to go as a vendor. Not just because I have wonderful, cool things to sell and whatnot, but because I feel more comfortable as a vendor. And there's just so much that goes on as a vendor, and I love being a vendor, and I love having a place that I can just straight up hide. Cause yeah, I need like a home base, or else parts of my brain like to freak out. But yeah, I enjoy being a vendor at these conventions. But yeah, that also means I get to be in there a little bit early. And sometimes if I'm done setting up my booth a little bit early and my workers are set and good to go, I will take the wander and, look at everybody's booths and see what's going on and, chit chat and talk and whatnot. And so I've had both the pleasure and the displeasure of running into certain queens and seeing their booths and thinking to myself, wow, they put a shit ton of work into this, and that is amazing, and it's super on brand. And others that I've gone, wow, they are not trying at all. at all. Which is a shame, because this is supposed to be your profession. This is supposed to be what you do. This is entertainment, and I am not entertained at all. Like, why are you not trying harder? I mean, like, especially when you have so much support in the social media. Like, yeah, you should probably be trying decently hard to represent yourself. Like, some really straight up did not try. Oh, hells yeah. Hells yeah. Come up with a routine, have reveals, have like tricks and gags. Yeah, if we have Pride next year, I'm hoping the world gets back into a semblance of an order where we can do Pride and other events like that. But yeah, if you have a chance to do Pride next year, like, go all out. Go full frickin' tilt. Because it will definitely be there will be, a lot of reason to celebrate. So definitely take the opportunity to celebrate next year if you get the chance. If we get the chance. We'll get there. It's gonna just take us some time. But yes. Oh, goodness. Okay, it is. Oh, that's why that alarm went off. I'm pretty. So, it is now noon. I need to head out. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I will be on around 10 o'clock. Maybe not 10 o'clock directly, but I will try to be on as close to 10 o'clock as humanly possible. I'll probably continue to work on this, and we can also talk more about other stuff. Bring topics. You know me. You give me a topic, I just tend to run with it. So, it's all good. I will see you all tomorrow. You all have a lovely day. If you need to talk, if you need to vent, if you need to, just say something, feel free to whisper me. I'm definitely here for it. So, have a good one, my lovelies. Be safe, be healthy, treat yourself kindly, because Lord knows this has just been some trying times. To say the least. Okay. I'm off. And running.